Retirement in the Philippines. Planning for it. Part of planning for it is staying healthy. That's what we're going to talk about today, so stick around. Hey guys, before we get started with today's very informative video, I've got two favors to ask. One, that you'll give the video a like, and two, that you'll subscribe if you haven't. Those two small things that don't cost a penny help this little channel more than you could ever know. So I hope you'll consider doing both of those things today. We thank all who have done so up to now, and I thank you in advance for considering doing so today. Without further delay, let's get on with the video. All right, welcome back, YouTube friends. So as I said in the intro, today just want to talk a little bit about staying healthy. I know most of you guys are either there in the Philippines already, or you're like me and you're still here stateside and you're fixing to go to the Philippines. I think you guys are all around, we're all around the same age, except maybe the guys over there are a little older. But either way, it's smart for us to try to eat right, exercise, make sure we're seeing a doctor on a regular basis. And I choose to take a lot of supplements. I find that they help. My father made it to 91. He took a lot of supplements. I remember when he was my age, he used to line them up on the table. Now, this isn't something that he imparted on me. It's just something that I just picked up a little at a time as I went on. I don't take an awful lot. But I do take them, and I do think they help. So I thought it would be good, and I've seen people share their supplement regimen on YouTube before. I'm going to share mine with you guys. So basically my daily supplement routine will consist of the following. I take a multivitamin. All right, and this one is Men's 50 Plus. This isn't a particular brand that I use all the time, but I do try to stick with the multivitamin for my age group. I find that this one in particular is key nutrients to support heart health, eye health, blood pressure, healthy brain function, healthy energy, and immune health. So a lot of the vitamins that are in here, you'll see down the line that I do take separate vitamins because I feel that strongly about the benefits of certain vitamins. And I'll go right into men's health. As we get older, and maybe some of you guys have experienced this, maybe some of you haven't yet. But it's very common as we age that our prostates grow a little bit and we start having issues. And they're uncomfortable to talk about, but it's a guy thing and it happens. So a while back, I noticed I was having some issues and I started to do a little research. There's a commercial for a product that's always on TV. I'm not going to mention the product. There's a famous football player used to do. It's along the lines, this is the one that I like. It's more or less, it's a prostate vitamin. I take 2 of these a day. It's very good. It keeps everything working the way it should. My doctor, it says it's doctor recommended. My doctor hasn't told me to stop taking it. I rattled all these off when I go see my doctor. They notate them in my file. So far, I've not gotten any thumbs down on anything from the doctor. So that's that one. The next one up is fish oil. Again, I don't eat all that much fish, but fish is beneficial. There's a lot of health benefits, keeping your blood pressure right, heart health, the omega-3s. So I chose to take the fish oil. I take it once a day. I take a high dose. Again, had the blessings of the doc, so I keep taking them. I think they're helping, to be honest with you. And then we'll go back to the men's health thing a little bit. Selenium is another one that I take every day. It's an antioxidant. It's supposed to be a cancer fighter. It also helps with a lot of those prostate issues, those men's health issues. So I just elected to add another one to my daily regimen with everything else that I'm taking. And I'll go on to the next one, which is vitamin D3. I take a D3 every day. I was taking these long before COVID came along, and I know a lot of the researchers and doctors were saying after COVID had been out for a while that because vitamin D, and the reason that I started taking the vitamin D is I started hearing people, older people that were older than me, talk about vitamin D deficiencies and about them being diagnosed with vitamin D deficiencies. And vitamin D, as we all know, you get it from the sun, being out in the sun. Also, milk, drinking dairy products like milk. But I don't drink a lot of milk, and I don't spend a lot of time out in the sun anymore. At the moment, I'm sure, once I get to the Philippines, I'll be out in the sun anymore, but I will be wearing a hat because it would be stupid for me to not wear a hat and go out with my bald head. But I'm sure I'll get getting some more vitamin D than I am now. But anyway, I do take it. My wife also takes vitamin D, and we attribute that to the fact that we were at work in a large, busy, it was a frontline COVID hospital, and by all intents and purposes, we should have both came down with COVID, and we didn't. It's the grace of God, and I believe being led to take vitamin D3. I think it helped. Another one the doctor gives his blessings on. We take it every day. It's not, none of this stuff is going to break the bank either. These are just, and again, I encourage you to do the research yourself and figure out the ones that are right for you. These are ones that I think are good for me, and they make a lot of sense to take, so I take them. Another one that I take every day is vitamin B12. I take vitamin B12, 5,000 micrograms. This is a dissolving tablet. Put it on your tongue. It's good for your nervous system, promotes energy. It just seems like I definitely feel this when I take this and get a little burst in the morning when I take this. Absolutely. So this is some, my wife also takes this as well. Now this one was a game changer for me. I seen the commercials for the name brand. I don't buy the name brand. I buy this one. Daily fiber. Let me tell you something. I swear by this. I will take this the rest of my life, 3 times a day. It's what's in this is psyllium husk. I guess it's some kind of plant, and they grind it up. It's a fiber, but it also gives a little lubrication. So when you drink it down and it expands inside, it cleans out your in there. It really works too, man. Because let's face it, and I was on, especially if you get into like these keto diets and high protein, low carb diets, which is usually my go-to when I'm going to lose weight. I'm about to get into that after my hernia repair. I'm going to get into the high protein, low carb diet again. I'm going to try to knock off some weight before my trip to the Philippines next year. And this is key. I think I either did more damage, made my hernia worse, because if you do the high protein, low carb diet and you don't eat enough fiber, which a lot of us don't, you find yourself being irregular. I say it like that. You become irregular, and it's not good. And this psyllium husk, this is a brand I get from Walmart. I find it's the cheapest. I also get the sugar-free one. It also, and it says it makes you feel less hungry, so you can take this for appetite control, and it does work. It helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, which it does. My A1C is 5.5. At one point, when I was extremely overweight back in 2009, my A1C was 7.0, and the doctor was sure I was going to be a diabetic. And losing the weight and exercise and everything, I was able to reverse that. And even now, I put a little weight back on, but my A1C is still 5.5, and I attribute that to this product here. It also promotes heart health, helps lower cholesterol, and promotes heart health, and promotes digestive health. So this is a win, 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 win. So you guys aren't taking this, consider it. It's really, really beneficial. It's more beneficial to take it than to not. It's not real expensive. And so this last one may seem a little bit odd. Some of you guys might recognize the brand. Element that the body needs, and there's really no way to get it, and that is iodine. Sounds odd. You might think iodine, you just put it on your cuts. Back in the day when we were kids, it was something that, but this is Nascent Iodine. And again, if you eat a lot of shellfish and seafood, you probably can get away with not taking an iodine supplement. Back in the day, they iodized the salt in this country, but then as time went on and they realized that people needed to stop using salt, people started having lower levels of iodine again, and that's good for thyroid health. There's just do your homework on it. I choose to take it. I think that a couple drops a day I actually mix it in with this. I have a couple drops in the morning of the iodine. I put it in there. I don't even taste it. I've been taking that for quite some time. I haven't been told not to take it. I've been told not to take too much, which I don't. I just very little, just to add, so it's in my diet. But again, I'm not telling you to take it. I'm just sharing with you guys that this is what I take as part of my health regimen, daily regimen. But just to encourage everyone, as we get older, we should, especially if you're like me and you're looking to have another chapter of your life in the Philippines, you don't want to be eating McDonald's every night and pizza and Chinese food and not exercising at all now in your 50s, and then expect to not have problems in your 60s and 70s when you're living over in the Philippines. So you want to make every effort that you can now as you prepare for your new life in the Philippines, retirement, getting healthy, staying healthy, and having a healthy lifestyle. It's bad enough the Filipino food, if you're like me and you like the Filipino food, and I'll go back to my video, Don't Eat Like a Filipino, and I wasn't a dig against Filipino food or Filipinos. It was just to say that it's real easy for us to overdo it with that kind of food. I mean, I had crispy pata the other night from the Filipino restaurant, and it's just fried pork. It's just, and it was so good, and it's so bad for you, but I loved it, and I'm not sorry I ate it. I'll eat it again, and I recommend that you guys try it too, because it's really good if you haven't had it already. Crispy pata. Very good. I hadn't had it before. We were getting the lechon kawali, which is the fried pork belly from the restaurant, and I don't know why my wife never bought the crispy pata. And I watched one of these food shows, one of these food YouTube channels that I watch all the time. Very popular one. I hope you guys might watch him too. He was based in Vietnam for a while. I'll give you a hint, see which one that is. But I love his videos. They did a Filipino food one recently, and crispy pata was on the menu. And so we went to the Philippine restaurant. I said, I want crispy pata. Boy, I didn't regret it. But anyway, that's just to say, you can't eat like that all the time. And if you want to be able to eat like that, from time to time, take some supplements for yourself. Exercise. I got a recumbent bike in the house. I ride the recumbent bike. I try to once a day, at least 30 minutes. I lost 160 pounds on that recumbent bike between 2009 and 2015. So I pretty much can do it again. I did it before. I didn't gain that much weight back, but I did gain a little more weight than I wanted to, and not feeling too good. I also bought a treadmill. It's not a real expensive one. It's one that can support my weight. It works great, but I find that the bike seems to be my go-to. I like that I can put my tunes. I can listen to some good music while I'm doing it, or listen to some audio books or something like that, and just kind of tune everything out and do my exercise bike. It's a good stress relief, and it's good just I think just alone burning those calories, getting the heart pumping, 30 minutes a day. I also have somewhat of an active job. I'm on my feet walking around this huge hospital campus. I try to leave the truck at the office and hoof it as much as I can. Although with this groin hernia problem lately, that's been a little bit, my legs have been bothering me because of the groin hernia. The doc was explaining why that is, but those are one of the reasons why. It's not pain, it's just like a muscle, weird nerve sensation in the legs. If you've ever had a groin hernia, leave it in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about. But it's just not a fun feeling, and when it bothers you, you just want to sit down. So as I said, between that and falling over the summer, it really set me back. But thankfully, I did not stop taking the supplements. I think they help. And again, encourage you to look into it if you're not a supplement taker. At least, at the very least, find yourself a multivitamin for older, us older guys, 50 plus. I almost forgot. More important than all the supplements that I just talked about is this little device. And this is for those who don't know and don't recognize it, this is a blood pressure cuff. It goes on your wrist like this. Again, if you know what it is, if you've used one of these before, forgive me. This is for the guys that haven't used one. My wife got this for me. It's always on me to monitor my BP. I always check my blood pressure with this device. I usually do it a couple times. I keep a record of it on my phone that I'm able to track patterns and discuss with my doctor. I would say to pick one of these up. They're about 20, 30 bucks on Amazon. Also, this one will, do your pulse rate and all that. And it's just good to have, especially when we're over and we're retired in the Philippines, guys. As you progress getting towards moving there full time, find a doctor. Start checking doctors out. Find a doctor there that you're comfortable with. Maybe while you're there on vacation, stop in and see a doctor. Get to know them when you know you're going to be moving there. This way you already got a doctor there. But in between doctor visits, when you're in the Philippines, monitor your blood pressure. I'm going to do it. And if I see any changes, you know, any trends on the high side, I'm going to see the doctor. I'm not going to wait till I have chest pains. I'm not going to wait till I'm dizzy. I'm not going to wait till I have an episode of some kind. It may never happen, but, you know, this is a good safety net. Just keep an eye on your BP. It's very important. Again, I work in a hospital. I've been working in a hospital for 25 years. I'm not a medical personnel. I'm not a clinical staffer. I'm a maintenance guy. But I still have to take, I'm doing it right now, I have to take all of the required learning that we do, e-learning online on the computer every year. And even if you're non-clinical, you got to take a lot of this stuff. And a lot of it is, you know, recognizing the symptoms of stroke, heart attacks, all that stuff. But it's always on my mind. So my wife, God bless her, she's a healthcare professional. So she made sure we had one of these in the house. In fact, she carries it with her when we travel. Even when we just take a road trip somewhere, she's got this thing in her bag. 30 bucks or so, guys, is a good investment. And equally as important as all the supplements that I showed you. Take care of yourselves, man. I want to see everybody get to the Philippines and enjoy life over there. You know, whatever time God is going to bless us with when we get there, we finish well here in the States, and we get to follow up and have a good, happy retirement in the Philippines. And that's my wish for every one of you guys, that you guys make it there and you have a long, healthy, happy retirement, all of us. All right, so with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. If you like it, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you haven't. With that, as we always like to say, stay well, stay safe, stay blessed, and we're going to see you real soon with another video. And I thank you very much for watching.